Welcome into another Gulag mock draft. We have now finished 12 mock drafts, 20 left. That's it. So let's go ahead and see what spot I'm drafting from today. Drafting from the 10 spot. So the 10 spot is going to be Steven Tongas, defending champion of the gauntlet last year. 10 spot, very good spot, at least for your first pick. And then the second pick would be, let's see. I went ahead and did some math here. So it'll be like a 110 in a random or in a standard 12 team, and then it would be about 53, I want to say. So we're looking at around 505. So we're at like 1-1 and 505 about uh, for the second pick. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna claim the 10 spot for Steven here, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna have a very good selection here with the 10. So let's see who we can get to start the draft. Man, I went running back heavy, and we don't like that, that's for sure. All right, so we got Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, and Kenyon Drake. Those are the running backs. Wide receivers, we got Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and Julio Jones. Here's my thing. Now, I love Miles Sanders. I think his ceiling is unbelievable. However, Josh Jacobs is the guy that's staring me right in the face. I know it's a PPR league, but he's going to be given so much opportunity this year. If he's given work in the passing game, he is going to absolutely explode. I could see him being a top 6 running back this year. Believe it or not, I am locking in Josh Jacobs if I get the chance in that range there. At 10, I think that is great pick for that's a great pick for Steven here with 6. Or that's the only issue here is Josh Jacobs' bye is week 6. So the only other options could have been either Kenyon Drake or, uh, as you saw there, it was Kenyon Drake and Miles Sanders. It really depends on, are you willing to take the risk with Miles Sanders at 10, or do you think it's too risky for a league like this? Really hoping. I was hoping Kareem Hunt could get back. That would have been a phenomenal start. All right, so we got DJ Chark. I love DJ Chark there. Looking at some of the other running backs, Ronald Jones' season, it's in full effect. His ADP is 67. I don't think we're going to be able to get him. So now it's just a matter of Darius Geis' ADP has not changed. It should do that pretty soon here. Um, hmm. Tight end, I can wait a little bit on that. Ronald Jones, I'm really, really, really interested. If I can't get Ronald Jones, I'm going to take James White on the way back. So then you got to hope that you can have one of the two. Looking at the wide receivers, I love DJ Chark. I really like Tyler Lockett as well. People are still doubting him. I'm going to go with the better quarterback, so I'm going to take Tyler Lockett. I did put myself in a little bit of a predicament here by taking Lockett and Jacobs. You can see they're both have a week 6 bye. I don't like that at all. Man, I was really, oh my God, I was praying that I could get one of those guys. Okay, running back here, Jordan Howard. I know it's a PPR league, but he's going to be getting a lot of that, a lot of volume there with the Dolphins. I'm going to lock him in right now. So I'm starting off with Josh Jacobs, Jordan Howard, and Tyler Lockett. Looking back, I really, really would have rather taken someone, whether it be a different wide receiver or a different running back, to avoid a week 6 bye um, for some of our star players. But I love these 3 players. So that's the good thing, I think, right now. As long as we don't screw this up, we should be good to go. At least to start the year. All right, let's see what we got here. Quarterback, we got Cam Newton and Daniel Jones. Tight end, no one that really explodes off the radar there. Sterling Shepard is somewhat interesting. I don't like any of these rookies. Jerry Jeudy, okay, fine. Don't love any of the running back options. Tight end, these are all kind of gambles right here. Looking at it here, Cam Newton's not even going to be guaranteed a job, so I don't really like that. I'm going to go with Christian Kirk. So now I have all of my starting positions kind of wrapped up. I got Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, Jordan Howard, and Josh Jacobs. We'll see what we can get coming back. I was interested in both of those quarterbacks, but Cam Newton, the fact that, I mean, you can give it like a 90% chance he's going to be starting. It's still kind of risky. All right, so we got Goff. I like Goff. Preston Williams. It's kind of interesting. Golden Tate, PPR monster. So for the tight end here, I could go ahead. I could take one of these guys and avoid the possibility of just going with one of those late round guys. I think I'm actually going to go that route. So I think I'm going to take a tight end here. Gesicki or Austin Hooper is kind of who I'm debating between. Dallas Goedert's also kind of interesting. I'm going to take Austin Hooper just because we saw what he could do last year before he got injured. Man, I actually really, really like this start. The only problem I see is those week 6 buys, but our team is actually low-key kind of stacked. So we got Josh Jacobs and Jordan Howard, both going to get a lot of volume. Tyler Lockett and Christian Kirk. I know that they just got DeAndre Hopkins, but it's not like Christian Kirk's going to see the bench. He's just not going to be the wide receiver 2 for a very pass-heavy team. Then we got Austin Hooper. I know they have 3 tight ends there with the Browns, but they paid him a ton of money. They're going to use him a lot. All right, back on the clock here. I'm going to look at some of my flex options. I am so glad that I took a tight end when I did because it's back to that situation where you're kind of like, what? All right. I'm not going to take Robbie Anderson this time. I just kind of decided that. I don't like those running backs. Quarterbacks. Let's see what we got. All right. Drew Lock, Gardner Minshew, Kirk Cousins. Say what you want about Kirk Cousins, but he's about as safe as you can get in this area. I'm going to go that route right away. I'm taking the quarterback so that a run doesn't happen and I don't get any. Now watch. But none of these teams are going to take one. Love seeing kicker runs, that's for sure. Could I have gotten them? Maybe. Do I want to take that risk? No, I don't. All right, so now I got to either fill a flex spot or defense. Eagles defense is there. I'm okay kind of waiting on that. Harris Campbell's very interesting. He was injured most of the year. Um, but I also like Hunter Renfro there, kind of interesting as well with the Las Vegas Raiders. Do I want to invest that much into the offense? Not necessarily. Do I think it's a bad thing to do? No, not really. Um, but he's kind of the best option here for my flex. I don't like any of these running backs at all. So I'm going to go with Hunter Renfro. Here's another issue, though. It's another week 6 bye, so I got 3 of the guys. But he's a kind of a PPR low key guy. So if we look, we got Josh Jacobs and Hunter Renfro and Tyler Lockett for week 6. That could be problematic, but at that point, there wasn't really any other options I liked. Uh, I did like Paris Campbell, but please tell me there's even. Oh god! All right. So the defense here, I can see I'm picking from the scraps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a safe kicker right now because if I look at the defense, it's not pretty regardless because I waited. So I took Matt Gay because he is the kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to have a really, really good. They're going to have a really, really good offense, which is awesome as well. All right, defense. So here's the thing. The Raiders are starting against the Panthers. Panthers have a very, very kind of sketchy offense. We don't really know what's going to happen. I can't believe I'm even debating on them at this exact moment. But the Jets' defense is bad. The Falcons, they're very bad. Cardinals, they have a tough week 1 matchup. I am just stacking up, I guess, on Raiders players for this draft. But the Raiders playing against the Panthers, you should be able to get positive points. Who gives a damn that their bye is in week 6? No one cares really about that because you should be able to pick up a different defense rather quickly. Our starting lineup is full. We got Kirk Cousins, Josh Jacobs, and Jordan Howard, Tyler Lockett and Christian Kirk, Austin Hooper, Hunter Renfro, Matt Gay, and then the Raiders defense. All right, so I'm taking Bryce Love here. Hey, so if you look here, I have Bryce Love on my bench. He's my first player. If you look at the flex, that's a nice option that I could potentially plug in and play there with Darius Geis being cut with the Washington football team. So looking at another bench piece that I could potentially play on one of these buys if I don't get a free agent, which I know Steven spends his money really, really solid, that could potentially still be interesting. Our Sega Whiteside is somewhat interesting if I go all the way up here. I don't even know where any of these guys are. Looking at the tight ends, Ian Thomas, starting tight end with the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take him. Even though I have Hooper, it could be an interesting flex piece there if I wouldn't find any other options. And you can see here that there was just a mini tight end run that just happened. Looking at the options available, it's not good. There are a couple starters in there, but they're not guys that are going to necessarily produce. Man, they really ran dry the defenses here. So there's only one defense left in the entire system. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take them. I'm hoping that some teams didn't even get one. I would assume that's the case because I just doubled down, or it has to be the case. So someone's not going to be starting a defense. I don't even know if I'm going to start the Cardinals defense, but it at least um, plays a little bit of a game with some of these people here. So looking at my team, as I've just concluded the draft, we got Kirk Cousins at my quarterback, Josh Jacobs, and Jordan Howard at my running backs. For wide receiver, I got Tyler Lockett and Christian Kirk. Tight end, Austin Hooper. My flex, I got Hunter Renfro, and then my kicker, I got Matt Gay, with my defense being either the Raiders, play against the Panthers, or I got the Cardinals. On my bench, I got Bryce Love and Ian Thomas, two kind of prospective pieces that could be interesting in the flex position if I'd have an injury or I can't get anybody after week one off of the waiver wire. So, with that being said, I really, really like this team. I know I kind of had a Raiders fetish, it seems like, in this, and there's a lot of week six buys, but I think that this team is pretty stacked. This is probably one of my better mock drafts that I've done. So you got to love seeing that on Steven's end. Thanks for watching this episode of the Gulag mock drafts.